Yo, what is up? SEC Football Tube. What's up, man? What's going on? What is going on? Hope y'all having a great day. Thursday, rainy day in the state of South Carolina, really, not just in the city. This is going to be the time we're going to be doing it. And you can see I've got the graphic, too. The graphic looks awesome. But this is going to be the time we're going to do these starting next week. Like I said, this is still kind of more so test runs this week, just kind of casual, relax, because normally I'll start right at noon. I was actually just on a phone call, though, or I would have started right at noon. But, yeah. So this is really going to be the time slot we're going to be doing these in. So I'm looking forward to it. Very excited. Just taking your questions, comments. 9 days. We're officially to single digits. And in a year like 2020, I feel like we all should look at the small victories and not take them for granted. So getting to single digits until kickoff, that is one of those small victories you cannot take for granted. So I, for one, am very, very excited. Like I said before, we're going to do this kind of official. Again, you can see the graphic here. I got the thing. That'll be kind of like the cover for YouTube and for Facebook as well. But, yeah, this will be Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, just a Q&A thing, very raw, unedited type of thing. Going to have the Google voicemail number going locked in for you guys as well. Going to take off the do not disturb so people can actually call in and get through and talk on the show. So that I think that'll be really, really fun as well. It'll be good, especially during game weeks. Like I said, I think, obviously people are going to have a lot to say. Really thinking about, and this is something that's definitely going to happen at some point. I don't know if it'll be every game. I don't want to say that yet. But doing these pregame, postgame, I think would be awesome. So just stay tuned for that. Just stay tuned. Yep. Got the US 3 shirt on. But yeah, pregame, postgame, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Give you guys the opportunity to call in, give your thoughts, your feedback, whatever it may be. So love it. Absolutely love it. So yeah, hope everybody's having a great day. Again, episode 278 dropped. Tori Gurley. Really just a lot of me rambling. The last show before we get to game week. So just excited, man. Excited for another Saturday. Hey, we got it. Hey, there's a game tonight? There's NFL. I forgot. And we got US Open going on. So that's great. I was watching a little bit of that this morning. Who do we have? NFL, I think it is, I know it's Joe Burrow. So it's Cincinnati and what, Cleveland? Is that right? Cincy, Cleveland tonight? And then Saturday, we got a full slate of games. Not quite as good as last weekend, but I'll take any of it. I really don't care. Yeah, Bengals, Browns tonight, 8:20. Cleveland, a 6-point favorite. So, and then tomorrow night, you got Coastal on ESPN. And then Saturday, like I said, a full slate of games. Pittsburgh, Syracuse could be decent. Tulsa, Oklahoma State. Whatever, that's the ESPN game. Who else you got playing this weekend? I know Clemson plays Citadel. Who really gives a shit? Louisiana, Georgia State. If you want to watch, Sean Elliott's team. Houston, Baylor could be a good one. Boston College, Duke, USF, Notre Dame. UCF, Georgia Tech could be a good one. Yeah, so some good games this weekend for sure. Some very good games this weekend. So Heat or Celtics, dude. I'm rolling with the Heat, man. The Heat are hot. The Heat are very hot. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not a big NBA guy. I'm really not. I'm not a big NBA guy at all. Not at all. So I've watched maybe 2 games. I've watched maybe 2 games of NBA, but I am not an NBA guy at all. So can't get this freaking hat. There we go. I'm not an NBA guy at all, to be honest with you. I got the Heat, though. They're hot, man. One of my good buddies is a Heat fan, and he keeps sending me all the messages about them winning game after game. Like, they're hot. Clem suck or Citadel, and the spread is 44.5. See, the problem with those games, when the spread is that big, it's a name your score kind of game for Clemson. I mean, it's one of those things where if Clemson wants to win by 45, they will. If they don't want to, they won't. But if they want to win by 45, they will. All due respect to the Citadel, but I wouldn't touch it. If I was gambling, and that's something I can't wait for, by the way, next week, SEC gambling picks, South Carolina gambling picks are back next week. I'm so fired up for that. I low-key, not even low-key, I high-key love doing the gambling picks. That'll be the Wednesday shows from now on for the podcast, as you guys probably know or assumed, or if you heard on the show. The daily pods will come back next week, Monday through Friday, have the big shows on Monday and Thursday. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll have some of the smaller shows. I think Alex McGrath is going to join me once again like he did last season on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, we'll do the SEC gambling picks and probably just some takeaways from Must Chance Pressers. And then Fridays, I'll give my official predictions for whatever game South Carolina's playing that weekend. So I'm pumped. I'm pumped to do the daily shows again. It's a lot of fun. I love getting in that routine and content. It's just it's a blast. So have a good time doing it for sure. So this gross spot, always mybookie.ag, promo code Gamecocks. If you haven't done it, if you're going to gamble and you haven't done it. Also, for the people that are in here, because I know a lot of people from Facebook join this, and I've seen people on Facebook looking for tickets. There are tickets on SeatGeek right now. I mean, if you're going to go buy them there, which, I mean, you're either going to buy them directly from a fan or you're going to buy them on Ticketmaster or SeatGeek. If you're going to buy them on SeatGeek, man, use the promo code because they're expensive, and you could save $20. Everybody could use that $20 in their pocket. They've actually dropped a lot, though. They've actually dropped a fair amount. So it looks like Tennessee starting at $133 a seat, Auburn $147, A&M $139, Mizzou $126, and Georgia $160. So they've dropped a little bit, but hey, like I said, if you can save $20, do it. If you can save $20, do it. What's the word on Tennessee with COVID cases? Tennessee with COVID. I haven't heard much about it. I'd assume they've gotten better. I mean, it's going to be definitely something to follow as we get into game week next week. I need to text or talk to Michael Bratton. He's a Tennessee guy. He would know a little bit more than I have. I haven't really honestly been looking into Tennessee and their COVID situation. So, you know, who knows? Are you on game day this weekend or next week? It's this weekend, this Saturday. And I have no clue when it'll be. I think it's one of those things where you're probably just hanging out and they're going to randomly put you on. But I'm still taking sign suggestions. I do love the suggestions. Show us the new spring receipts. But I'd like to do something a little bit wittier, a little bit funnier. I'm taking sign suggestions, though. Donnie Walkoff, they're down to like 10 guys out. Yeah. Now, I figured it had gone down. So I'm really just praying and focused on South Carolina can keep themselves healthy. That's the last thing we need. That's the last thing we need is some COVID stuff coming up. Tyler Fleming, Hill or Helinski, play the guy that gives the best chance to win. I really don't give a damn who it is. I've said that 100 times. I'll say it again. Play the guy that gives the best chance to win. Bottom line. Yeah, so SEC Football Tube on game day. So I'm not like actually on the TV show, but how they have the virtual fans. If you watched last week, they're like it looks like a Zoom call. They're putting people on. I somehow got picked. I don't know. I applied for it and somehow got picked. So if I get 5 seconds on the tube, that'll be pretty cool, I guess. But it's it's funny, to be honest. I think it's hilarious. I think it'll be a good time. I'm definitely gonna have like the Spurs Up Show sticker on the bottom of the sign, and definitely going to be rocking the merch. You know, we got to brand the hell out of this thing. So, you know, we're getting our 15 seconds of fame. We got to brand this thing. So, but yeah, like I said, Hill or Helinski, man, I just give me the guy that gives me the best chance to win. I don't care who it is. I'll support 1, 5, or 3. I don't care who it is out there. Play the guy that gives you the best chance to win this game. You know what I mean? Give the guy that play the guy that gives the best chance to beat Tennessee. That's all I care about. So, you know, somebody asked me last night, you know, gun to head, if I had to pick somebody, I'd probably roll with Hill just because of his experience. But both will play. Both will play. So SEC football too. I'll definitely tune in, man. I'll definitely tune into the videos for sure. I love consuming the content, man. You do a good job. So, but yeah, like I said, this will be 12-1 next week. Gonna have the Google voicemail number open. You know, any questions, comments, that's obviously, it's going to be that's going to be the whole point of this, is a Q&A thing, reaction. Because again, like I said, we get into game week. We're going to have a lot to talk about. We'll have a lot to look forward to next week. We'll have a lot to talk about, breakdown and preview with Tennessee. I'd love to get people's predictions as we get into the game next week as well. So a lot to get to next week as we get closer to kickoff. I'm really excited about it. And again, I think throughout the entire season, it's just going to be a blast. So, yeah, I love this hat. Shout out Beat Clemson, man. He sent me this hat last year, and it's phenomenal. It's a very simple message, but to the point, and we love it. So we love it for sure. Donnie Walkoff, it would be so ridiculous if it's Hill and Helinski never plays for us again because we turn over recruits on anybody's business. There are so many that we get hyped. Listen, I think even if Hill is named the starter, I don't think it's a I don't think it's a scenario where Ryan never plays again. Now, I say that because unfortunately, I don't think whoever you pick is going to play so well that the other guy is just going to disappear. Like, I think both guys are going to play. I think it's a position battle that's going to continue to go on, honestly. You've got Mike Bobo speaking tonight for Will Muschamp with the call-in show, which starts at 7 o'clock. Will we find out tonight? I don't know. I've heard from my sources and people close to Gamecock football that this is something that Will Muschamp does not want to reveal. That Mike, I don't know that Bobo does either, but Will Muschamp feels like it's a competitive advantage for South Carolina to not release their starting quarterback. Again, that could come out tonight. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. That's just what I've been told. And we all know Muschamp likes to keep everything close to the vest. So I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. I would not be shocked if it's until late next week that we find out who the starting quarterback is. I'd be totally honest, which, you know, there's two things I want to know right now. Who's the starting quarterback and what do the new uniforms look like? I have an answer to neither question. And it pisses me off. Jamon Meredith. Shout out Jamon Meredith. Let's go. Who will be our primary running back? I heard a couple weeks, or really like a week and a half ago, that it was going to be Deshaun Fenwick. I heard it was going to be Deshaun Fenwick. Now I'm leaning more towards Kevin Harris. Now I'm leaning more towards Kevin Harris now, but they're all going to play. I mean, Zaquandre White's the X factor. How does he factor in? But they're all going to play. I think out of Fenwick, Harris, White, Amos, they'll all play. So they will all play for sure. Donnie Walkoff with Doty and Stockton waiting. The clock is ticking. Yeah, I mean, no question. I mean, you bring in a lot of quarterbacks. You got to find the guy. If you don't like competition, the SEC is not for you. There's a lot of competition in that position. Look at Georgia. I mean, they've had guys just transfer out now. You got to bring in guys. You have to. It's all competition. You have to do it. Which comes first, starting quarterbacks or new jerseys? I'm going to go with the new unis because I think the new unis will drop either tonight or tomorrow or maybe Saturday. I don't think starting quarterback at this point, I don't know that it'll drop until next week. SEC football too, just hoping the offense is a fresh new look this season with Mike Bobo coaching. Yeah, I mean, we all do. And that's the key to the season, right? I mean, if this season, if we look back and South Carolina goes 5-5 or better, we're going to say it's because Mike Bobo really is a hell of an OC. I mean, really, other things factor in, the defense, things like. But if it happens, we're going to say, damn, Mike Bobo worked. Muschamp finally found an OC that worked. So, Broderick Bowen, who's your inside source? LMFAO. If I told you I couldn't do that, sorry. I'm not going to throw my guy under the bus. But he works for Gamecock football, if that helps you out. Let's see. I think White is going to surprise some people. Yeah, I mean, dude, and I heard from my guy that was at the scrimmage last Saturday. He said Zaquandre White is a grown man and runs like a grown man. Loves contact, north and south type of runner, has that attitude. So, be good to see. I mean, like I said, I don't think any of the guys on this roster are Marshawn Lloyd. That's not taking anything away from them. But I think we have enough bodies to get the job done at the running back position. It's not going to be what Lloyd would have given us, which I hate, but I think we have enough to be productive there. So, Damian Burrows, Helinski can outgrow Hill as the season progresses and he dives deeper in the playbook. Helinski is the heart and passion that I wanted at quarterback. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've got a lot of love for Helinski. The thing I don't get is people dogging Colin Hill. Like, listen, if he comes in and he wins the job fair and square, he wins the job. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's no knock on Colin Hill. I mean, I don't understand the people that maybe expected Colin Hill to come in and just want to sit the bench. Like, the guy came to play. If he can win the job, he's going to win the job. And think about this. Do you really think Mike Bobo brought his guy from Colorado State in if he didn't think he was going to play? Like, he's going to look out for his dude. I almost guarantee you what happened. And again, this is just a guess, but I think Mike Bobo got the OC job, went and looked at film, looked at Ryan Helinski and said, you know what, my guy Colin Hill can compete for the job here. I think he can win the job. Because why else would he bring him? I mean, why else would he bring him with him? You're not going to bring along your guy and put him in a bad position. So, again, may the best guy win the job. I think the competition's great. Iron sharpens iron. I think it could be a competition, again, that continues throughout the season. Really, I do. Because once Helinski learns the playbook 100%, I mean, you think Helinski probably has more ability than Colin Hill. I mean, you think so. So, we'll see. Ridge Alford, where does Doty fit in the offense this year? I'm thinking probably at wide receiver. I'd love to see him get some reps at quarterback. He should get some reps at quarterback because in a year like this where, eligibility doesn't count. Eligibility does not count. I'd love to see him all over the field, but I think you're probably going to see a lot of him at wide receiver. So, Savannah Webster, if defense is solid as expected, even a decent offense can win us games. Yeah, I said this on the podcast that dropped today. I'm not high on the offense. I've been critical of the offense. I've given many opinions on the offense. I don't think we're going to be an offensive juggernaut. But with that being said, I think you can get to 5 wins, which is the ultimate goal for me. I need to see 5-5 or better to show some progress. I think you can get to 5 wins being a team that leans on its defense and offensively has an identity of, hey, we're not going to do anything flashy. We're not going to be must-watch TV. But what we are going to do, we're going to be a fundamentally solid football team. We're going to be excellent at the fundamentals. We're not going to turn the football over. We're not going to shoot ourselves in the foot. And we're going to let our defense put us in good positions to score. I'm not saying they're never going to score, but I'm just saying I think you can win with that identity. I'm not saying you can win big with that identity. I think in the long run, that you need to score 30-plus a game to compete for championships. But this season, can you get to 5 running that type of offense, leaning on the run game, and again, not putting your defense in bad positions and trying to win games 20-17 or 23-20? I think you can. I want to believe you can. Chandler Bryan, if Muschamp lets Bobo run his offense, we'll be dangerous on the offense side of the ball. Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. Muschamp's got to get out of the way. I mean, there's no doubt. So, Walter Smith, do you know what the capacity of the stadium is because of COVID? Yeah, it's like between 77 and because of COVID. My bad. I was thinking the upgrades. Yeah, 20,000. It's like right at 20,000, something like that. Donnie Walkoff, whether they announce or not, how long do you think they have known? You'd think if Hill has a playbook advantage, it's still close. And Helinski's playing better, just doesn't know the playbook. I'll tell you this. I think they know. I mean, listen, they start Tennessee prep today. I'm sure they're in the indoor because it's raining like crazy here. They know. I think QB1 is decided on. From everything I've heard, it is Colin Hill. I heard that in the scrimmage last Saturday from my guy who was in the building, like I said, I heard that Hill took 80% of the snaps with the first team, and that he believes Colin Hill 100% is QB1. So I think they've known. I really do. I think it's something where competitive advantage or Muschamp just doesn't like to tell anybody anything. I think that's what it comes down to is why we don't know. But I think they've known for a little bit now. I mean, it's been rumored for weeks. And that's what I've been. Flash flood warning. Wow. That's what I've been hearing for weeks, that Hill is the guy. So I'd be almost shocked at this point if it's not Hill. I really would. Jason Hill, any information how the O-line's coming together? Nothing breaking, I guess. I mean, everything I hear about the O-line is good, though. I think that, I think we should be solid on the O-line. I really do. I think we should be very good on the O-line. Yeah, SEC football tube anytime, man. Would love to come on anytime. Tim Woodward, excuse me. No Doty at Wildcat. I mean, maybe. I'd love to see him there. I truly would love to see Doty in the Wildcat. Just get him on the field, man. When you're talking about he's the fastest guy on your team, one of the best athletes on your team, you got to get him on the field. You have to get him on the field for sure. Savannah Webster and Spurs Up USC, kind of the same question. What are your 5 wins? Who are the 5 wins if we get there? And I've got the poster actually hung up. I hung it up the other day, so I'm looking at the schedule. The 5 wins if we get there. It's got to be first off Tennessee. You got to beat Tennessee. You got to beat Vandy. You got to beat Mizzou, and you got to beat Ole Miss. There's 4 right there. Now, out of that, do you beat? I mean, I would probably say Kentucky. I mean, because after that, you're looking at A&M, LSU, Auburn, Florida, and Georgia. And those are all very tough. I mean, you're probably going to be a double-digit underdog in almost all those. Maybe Auburn you're not. And I've talked about Auburn. I think that could be an upset win. But most likely, if you get to 5, I think the 5 have got to be Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Mizzou, and Kentucky. Those are kind of all swing games in my mind. Those are all swing games. They're not all swing. You know what I'm saying? Vandy's a win. I say Mizzou is a win. But 3 of those are swing games. You got to win those swing games. So, let's see. Michael Casterline, think Joyner may be given a chance at wide receiver to start. He deserves that much. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I think he'll play. I don't think he'll be a starter, though. Andrew Seymour, defense hasn't been our issue during the Muschamp era. Crappy offense has made our D look bad the last 4 years. I mean, listen, I've said over and over, I know the offense put the defense in bad positions last year. I mean, there's no denying that. However, I will say to that point you just made that I think the defense, we need to see more out of the defense. 2017, fantastic unit. They were great, got the ball off people, got turnovers. Outside of that, man, the defenses have been – there's been a lot to be desired, in my opinion, from the defenses. There's been a lot to be desired. So I don't totally disagree with you. I think the offense struggling has hurt the defense, no doubt. And then 2018, you had injuries. 19, obviously a terrible offense. But I still need to see the defense take that next step. I mean, you're talking about a defense last year with the players it has. The Gamecocks finished 12th in pass defense. That I don't give a damn what the offense does. That is just totally unacceptable. That's ridiculous to have the kind of players you have and to finish that badly in pass defense per game. So, yes, I agree. Having an offense that's a ball control offense that wins time of possession, I think we're going to have is going to help us immensely. But I still want to see the defense take that next jump from being kind of, average to being a Will Muschamp defense. I mean, really, that's what I want to see this year. So, and yeah, to Damian Burrow's point, 3 and outs on offense have been killing us on. And here's the thing. Here's a key stat for you from last year. South Carolina averaged 20 seconds, right at 20 seconds between plays. So in regards to tempo, right? 20 seconds between plays, which was fastest in the SEC, and I think it was like 6th in the country. That's all great and everything. That's fine and dandy. But when you're not getting first downs and you're not scoring touchdowns, you're putting, like you said, you're putting your defense in horrid positions. Excuse me. You're putting your defense in horrid positions. So I think a little bit more of a ball control, winning the time of possession, I think that really could help the defense for sure. Jimmy Jowers, any receivers ready for Edwards or Debo status? Is there anyone standing out? Edwards or Debo status, that's some, that's high praise, if you will. I don't think any of our guys have earned that status yet. I think Shi Smith could be that guy. Rico Powers and Jakari Caldwell are both wild cards. I mean, what are they going to bring to the table? They're both true freshmen. I've been high on Xavier Legette all offseason. Is Jalen Brooks going to be eligible? Could he possibly break through and just be that guy? Who knows? But nobody right now deserves that type of accolade. Nobody. I mean, nobody's earned that, not even Shi. I've talked a lot. The wide receiver room is a major question. Major question. So many question marks at wide receiver. And the one that I feel like most people aren't talking about is this. Is Shi Smith ready to be a number 1? He's never caught for more than 500 yards in the season. Like with Brian, it was different. When Debo was there and Brian, you had Brian. And when Brian went from being wide receiver 2 to wide receiver 1, I always saw Brian Edwards as a wide receiver 1. He was like a 1A, 1B thing versus him being a number 2. Shi has never been a number 1. There's always been Debo and Brian or Brian. Now it's him. So is he ready to take on that? I know he's got the skill set, but is he ready to attract all that attention from the defenses? Is he ready to elevate his game? if you don't have a big year, in my opinion, from Shi Smith, you're going to just struggle immensely offensively. I mean, I need to see Shi 800 or more receiving yards. I really do. Because if he doesn't, I mean, I think this passing game is just going to struggle. I mean, it's going to struggle if he doesn't perform. So, and I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying he's a guy that has to step up his game this year. Savannah Webster, some big departures on D. Kinlaw, Brunson, any concern for the next man up? Yeah, I mean, you're also thinking about DJ Wanham. Don't forget about DJ Wanham. That's a huge one. I mean, I tell you what, during his career, when DJ Wanham wasn't on the field, you could see the difference in this South Carolina defense, in my opinion. DJ Wanham just had a knack for making plays. Is there any concern for the next man up? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's definitely. I mean, it's there's a little concern. I mean, I'm high on Zach Pickens. I'm expecting Zach Pickens to make the biggest jump from year 1 to year 2 of any player on this roster. But, yeah, I mean, anytime you lose a guy like Kinlaw, a first-rounder, and you lose a guy like Brunson, who's really kind of the heart and soul of your defense, and you lose a guy like Wanham, who's just been a proven playmaker for you year after year, yeah, it's a little concerning. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little nervous because I'm so high on this defense. I was high on them last year too. But I'm so high on this defense. And again, the offensive scheme, I think it's going to help the defense this year. But this is basically the same defense without Javon Kinlaw, TJ Brunson, and DJ Wanham. It's basically the same defense without those 3 guys, and then you just add Jordan Birch. So, I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, Zach Pickens has just got to step up and be that guy, in my opinion. Here's the thing. At a school like South Carolina, how many 5 stars do we get, right? We're not pulling in 5 or 6 a year. The 5 stars are few and far between. And I think it's getting better. I will say, as much crap as I give Will Muschamp, this is the most 5 stars I've ever seen us pull in. I mean, we're normally getting 1 or 2 a year now, which is very good. I mean, that's recruiting. That is recruiting at a high level. But we don't get enough to miss, okay? We don't get enough 5 stars to miss. So, I know that the best players in school history, a lot of them were 3 stars, were 2 stars, whatever. But when you get a 5-star, and I've said this on my show before, and this is kind of the point that I made, when you get a 5-star like a Jordan Birch and like a Zach Pickens, like a Marshawn Lloyd even, you need them to pan out because you just don't get enough of them to miss. You know what I mean? You don't get enough of them to miss. And you can't preach to me that recruiting is the most important thing if you're okay with 5 stars not panning out. You know what I mean? Like, I know some of it's out of these guys' control, out of these coaches' control, but a guy like Zach Pickens, hey, man, this is why you were recruited. This is why we sought you. This is why we went after you so hard, because you knew you were going to lose Kinlaw, and you got to be the guy. So, I mean, there are other options. You got Keir Thomas, you got Jabari Ellis, you got Rick Sandage, you got JJ Enigbari who can slide in and out, but, man, Zach Pickens has got to be the dude, man. He's got to be that guy. That's why you recruited him. That's why you recruit a guy like Zach Pickens. Hey, you lose DJ Wanham. That's why you recruited Jordan Birch. I'm not saying Birch should be playing and luckily, I don't think he's going to have to play every single down, but, I want to see these 5-star guys pan out, man. Show us why you were one of the best prospects in the country. Show us why. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying they won't. I think Zach Pickens, like I said, will make a huge jump this year. But, need to see it. It's definitely until it's answered, it's a question for sure. Damian Burrows, Shi will also need help from other wide receivers and tight ends because opposing teams will know to cover him up. Absolutely. I agree 110%. You're going to need a guy like Xavier Legette to break through and have a big year, a guy that I have been picking as my breakout player. You need Nick Muse to stay healthy and not fumble the football. You need maybe a Jalen Brooks. You need these freshmen. You need a Rico Powers, Jakari Caldwell, and a Mike Wyman. You need those young guys to step up. You need Josh Vann, which I saw somebody mention Josh Vann. Let's see, Michael Cashel. I honestly see Josh Vann as next breakout wide receiver. I want to say that, man, but at this point, I'm in show me mode with Josh Vann. Josh Vann and Ortre Smith both fall in the same bucket for me. And it's unfortunate, Ortre Smith opting out. I feel for those guys. I feel for Ortre Smith, man. A guy, in both him and both Josh Vann. Both 4-star guys, highly regarded, highly sought after, and they've done nothing. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. They've both done nothing since they stepped on campus. Those 2 guys, when I talked about wide receivers, or Trey Smith and Josh, man. I know Smith has battled injury, stuff like that. But those two guys last season combined for 179 yards receiving. 179 between the two of them. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. For those guys to have as much talent as they do and to only have that type of production, it's ridiculous. You go look at Josh Van's high school tape, for example. Unreal. Dude was making circus catches. Like, what happened to that? What happened? Where is he at? Did UGA just drop some new unis? Somebody just texted me. Those UGA uniforms are amazing. What does that mean? Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Y'all see Georgia's unis, though? Wow. Georgia going with red pants on the road. Wow. Wow. Those look good. Wow. I'm about to tag Gamecock football. It's like, where y'all at, bro? We need to see the new unis. Those look good, though. I ain't gonna bullshit. Those look good. Oh, they bringing back the black jerseys, too? Oh, that looks terrible. Wow. Y'all look at this. I'm sure you can see it. Look at the black, the dog collar. That's corny. I'm not a fan. That looks terrible. That dog collar looks terrible. I'm going to send this to my buddy real quick. He's a big uniform guy. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. H-Man 998. Yeah, we definitely. I'm very excited about the offensive and defensive line. Sorry, I just got that text about the Georgia uniforms. If you haven't seen them, they're rolling out some new Nike uniforms. They actually look pretty decent, except the black ones. The dog collar looks terrible. Andrew Seymour, Zach Pickens shows out this year. Screenshot it. I agree. I mean, I expect him to. He should. He's a 5-star recruit. He ought to show out. H-Man 998. Van looked awful in the Vandy game last year. Yeah, I was at that game. He's got a case of the drops. Couldn't catch a cold last year. Again, just call a spade a spade. Couldn't catch a cold. So I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. The guy's got talent. If he can just simply secure the football, he has talent. He's got speed. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it happen because South Carolina desperately needs him. So, yeah. So, James Gore 01 RH3 will start this season. You might be right. Like I said, hey, whether it's 3, whether it's 15, I'm going to roll with them either way. Let's just go beat Tennessee. That's all I care about. Let's just go beat Tennessee. Play the guy gives the best chance to beat Tennessee. Bottom line, that's all it comes down to. I don't care if it's Luke Doty. I don't care if it's Dak Joyner. I don't care if it's Jay Urich. Just go win. Just go win. So, I don't know how much longer we'll stay live. Like I said, starting Monday, we will do these 12 to 1. Going to have the call-in number for you guys to call in if you want to leave questions, thoughts, voicemails. You know, you can call in. Somebody actually, I think, left a voicemail. So we could listen to that on air right now. I mean, I don't know if he left it for today's show, which already dropped, or what. Let's see. Oh, John. Let's see. Yeah, we'll air it on the show Monday because that actually makes sense. Nick Elmore, let's just win some damn ball games this year. I couldn't agree more with you, brother. I do not. Hey, if you want to throw freaking, I don't know, Shi Smith at quarterback, I don't give a damn. Just go win a game. So, Joseph Anthony Barada, I actually like our receiving core as a whole. You know, I think there's a lot of question marks. I'm not saying there's not talent there, but there's a lot of unknowns and a lot of question marks. Will it pan out? We'll have to wait and see. Andrew Seymour, all the wide receiver talk. What's your take on Wyman, and will he be as good as he's being made out to be? He hasn't been getting talked about a lot in preseason camp. You hope he pans out. I mean, that's really all I can say because I haven't seen him on the field. So, Jakari Caldwell is the one that's really stepped up along with Rico Powers. So, I think those are the two freshmen you're going to see the most this year. But Wyman, I expect over the course of his career to have an impact. Yes, I think he will be a good player for South Carolina. So, let's see. Walmack 1976, silverless britches. Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm not sure how I'd feel about that if I was a Georgia fan. Just because when you have so much tradition, it's like changing up your traditional unis. You know. Was that how the uni looked in 1980? With the stripe on the side? Okay, so they didn't change the red uni. They just rolled out a new. They're doing white and red on the road, and they're doing black and I think black and silver. Yeah, black and silver for an alternate. So, whatever. So, gonna take a couple more questions, guys. We'll probably wrap it up here in just a couple minutes. Obviously got some stuff to do. But taking the rest of your questions, like I said, episode 278 dropped this morning. Tori Gurley on the show had a fantastic conversation. Obviously, Tori, a guy who's not not afraid to voice his opinion, which I appreciate. I mean, listen, his opinion's his opinion. And I mean, I'll tell you this, you guys think I'm harsh on Will Muschamp, you ought to listen to Tori Gurley. But hey, Tori's a Gamecock through and through. Obviously, he just wants to win like the rest of us. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. But yeah, great conversation. Great show today. So just go check it out. Also, Monday night, if you're in the Columbia area, Monday night, our first event at Overtime Bar and Grill starting at 6 o'clock. Just going to be kind of a hangout, meet and greet type thing. Going to be watching Monday Night Football. They've got $3.50 Long Island iced teas, $4 sangrias, also 10% off if you're a student. If you show your Carolina card, you get 10% off food. So that's a cool little discount they have going on as well. It's just going to be a good time. It's a cool venue. Going to be watching football. Going to be a really, really good time. So, dang, got a frog in my throat. Sorry, guys. So yeah, got that going on. Got the daily pods returning next week. We're going to have this going on 12 to 1 every day. I'm very, very excited. The content is going to be popping. It's going to be popping. Also, I think the NCAA 14 content is probably going to come back in some capacity. I think it'll probably be via YouTube though, because streaming it live is just kind of impossible at this point to get good quality. So, but I do want to bring it back. I do want to bring it back because it is fire. So, let's see. Chandler Bryant, how different will it be at Willie B with no tailgating? I mean, obviously it'll be weird. I mean, I'm planning on riding around next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next one. I'm planning on riding around, just sort of checking it out. I'm going to have the GoPro out there. If anybody's tailgating, let me know. I mean, I'd love to get some cool video, but I don't know. I don't know what it'll be like, man. A 7:30 kick. I mean, obviously it won't be packed. Obviously it won't be crowded like it normally is, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, play on. All we can do is play on, man. It's just a weird season. So, Jacob, what is Rico Powers like? Fast, shifty guy, good hands. And again, he's been impressing the coaching staff. So I think that definitely a guy that should make an impact. He's definitely a guy that should make an impact for sure. So any more questions? Last call for questions. Okay. Good one today. Like I said, we're going to go fully 12 to 1 starting next week. Just been kind of doing these as far as some test runs, stuff like that. Get you guys familiar with what's going on. Appreciate you tuning in. Check out episode 278 dropped today. We'll probably do this again tomorrow, and then we'll go into the weekend, stuff like that. But appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll do it again soon. Thanks so much. We'll talk soon.